Alright, new video time. Maybe I should be wearing something more professional. I think that's better. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Discourse with Dobson. I'm your teacher, Mr. Dobson, and today I'm going to be specifically talking to the parents out there, the ones who are looking for more information about the various school procedures and protocols that school administration and staff participate in to ensure that the children who go to the school are safe day in and day out. Also, if you're a student watching this, not a parent, but a student, that's okay too. Information is power, and the more information you know about these procedures, the more likely it is that given those situations, you'll know exactly what to do. Before I do talk about those things, if you're new to the channel and you want to know more about who I am as a person and the type of content that I make, pause the video and click the link that's appearing right here above my head. It's going to take you to another video that talks about these things. In addition, if you like the content that I make, there's a thumbs up button and a subscribe button right below the video here. They're both free and they both help me. Okay, let's jump right into the differences between a hold and secure and a lockdown. In an ideal world, school boards, principals, staff, they wouldn't have to call the police to enact these safety protocols and procedures that are in response to various threats either around the school or even in the school. Ultimately, they're here to keep children safe. And unfortunately, we have to have these protocols in place because we don't live in an ideal world, as you can probably tell by just turning on the media or the news every day. From time to time, any kind of police activity around a school, or perhaps an incident that police have deemed to be a threat or possibly dangerous for students at the school, this will kind of push the school into one of these procedures called a hold and secure, or a lockdown. Let's talk about the first safety protocol, which is called a hold and secure. This generally occurs when there is a threat or an incident in the general vicinity or is very close to the school but not at the school directly. The incidents that trigger a hold and secure vary greatly, and I'm going to kind of list a few examples here to give you an idea about what I mean by that. Some incidents that trigger a hold and secure include things like a crime in progress. Perhaps there is a police pursuit going on near the school, or a home is being searched because of a potential intruder. It can even range as far as something like there being a wild animal on the loose that poses a threat or a danger to the students. While there is no immediate threat in the general vicinity of the students, typically what happens is the school doors are locked, classes still go on as normal, and the school day kind of proceeds like it usually would. The goal here is not to cause panic or distress between parents and students, even teachers. It's mainly just a way to protect the students so that a threat outside of the school can't get into the school. Typically, students are asked to stay off their phones because, well, let's be honest, most of us have social media applications and platforms with which we use to communicate to other people outside of the school. If the incident in question does involve social media, say for example someone is trying to access a student's cell phone, well, the whole reason why students are asked to stay off their phone is so that that incident can't progress and enter the school. I'm going to be honest here. I'm not a parent, but I generally do understand and recognize that losing communication with your son or daughter while an incident like this is taking place can be frustrating. At the same time, we all have to recognize that everyone has their responsibilities and jobs. Part of our job as teachers and administration is to keep the children in the schools safe. We don't want people accessing their phones, and we don't want students sending out information that would otherwise give potential threats more access to the inside of the school. Switching gears almost completely, like a full 180, a lockdown is the more extreme procedure, and this generally occurs when there is a threat right outside of the school or a threat inside the school. The goal of a lockdown is to minimize access to the school as well as visibility into the school as well as classrooms. All of the school's outer doors are locked, students are kept inside of their classrooms or in designated waiting areas, the lights are turned off, curtains and blinds are pulled, all of the windows are covered. In the same fashion as a hold and secure, cell phone use is usually restricted. If you're a parent watching this and you're concerned about your son or daughter, this isn't meant to cut you off from them. If you're a student watching this and you're trying to reach out to a parent, it's also not meant to cut you off from your parent. In fact, even the school's phones are completely turned off. Principals, at the request of police, are usually the ones that initiate the lockdown. Teachers are then asked to keep their students safe in designated waiting areas around the room. For example, if you're in a science classroom, typically students are knelt or sitting down behind benches away from the windows and doors. Most classrooms have a plan or a procedure for lockdowns that give the teacher information about where to keep and put the students when the lockdown is initiated. Teachers and students are only allowed to exit the classroom when a police officer gives them the okay to do so. Until then, it's all quiet, it's all dark, and this is to maximize the chances that a threat inside the school doesn't want to get into the classroom. In general, these safety procedures, the hold and secure and the lockdown, are practiced a few times every year to ensure that both teachers and students can be given feedback from both the principal and a participating police officer to ensure that everyone is doing their job correctly given these circumstances. There is another safety protocol that is sometimes enacted, and this is called a shelter in place. This is usually done when cases of extreme weather or potentially environmentally damaging threats are occurring outside of the school. It kind of follows the same pattern as a hold and secure. The doors are locked, students are kept inside the school, windows are protected to prevent anyone from getting hurt from potential debris, and generally the goal of the teachers is just to keep the students safe. At the end of the day, that's the main goal here. Teachers and principals and staff and everyone who works in a school just want the students to be safe. I'm going to reiterate here that as a parent, your feelings are totally valid. The idea of being frustrated that you can't communicate with your son or daughter, or you don't really know what's going on at the school, well, it can be scary. At the same time, I would ask that you have some faith in the principals or the teachers who are really doing their best to make sure that your son or daughter is kept safe at the school. We're professionally trained and we know how to enact these procedures to maximize the chances that at the end of the day, everyone can go home safe and sound. And I think that's really all I have to talk about as far as hold and secure and lockdown go. If you liked the video, please remember to like it right down here. Feel free to subscribe. I make videos that are kind of similar to this. I will recognize that this video is a little bit more serious than the videos that I make, but again, information is power. You as a parent or you as a student, the more information that you have, the more likely it is that you can make informed decisions about the things going on around you. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Discourse with Dobson. I'm your teacher, Mr. Dobson. If you're interested in checking out any of the other videos that I've uploaded in the past, more geared towards students, they should be appearing right here, right now. This is the subscribe button. I'm out. See you later.